As chair of the Board of Trustees of Northwest State Community College, I now declare this 47th annual commencement is in session.
You may be seated. Welcome to the 47th annual commencement exercises of Northwest State Community College. Tonight we celebrate your achievements of all of you who are graduating. We, your family, friends, and college community have gathered to celebrate with you. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Cindy Kruger, Vice President of Academics and Student Services of Northwest State Community College, who will provide some opening remarks and introduce the Board of Trustees and honored participants.
Thank you, Lori. On behalf of Dr. Thomas Stuckey, the President of Northwest State Community College, I would like to welcome the graduates, their family, and friends to our fall commencement. Dr. Stuckey does wish he could be here this evening, but he is feeling a little bit under the weather and has a very bad case of laryngitis, and so we like to send him home when he's not feeling good, so he was not able to be here this evening. But tonight, we are honored and very proud to be celebrating with our graduates and to highlight your many accomplishments. Graduates, you have completed an important task, your college degree. You are now ready for the next chapter in your life, whether that is continuing your education or going into the workforce and obtaining a job. Your life is always going to be facing challenges, so I encourage you to embrace those challenges. As you go forth, hold your head up high, for you are on the path to success. Your life has changed, and your life will continue to change. Because of the past, we know that our tomorrows will be different. The world is and will continue to change, and you are prepared to be changing with it. Along with today's honor, you have a new opportunity, and that is one of sharing, of giving back, and of helping others climb the hill to success. Your example today of completing your degree, you're encouraging your children, grandchildren, other friends or family members to continue their education and maybe pursue a degree. So continue down your path of success by servicing others. Congratulations to each of you, and thank you for allowing Northwest State to be your educational partner. The following members of the Board of Trustees have joined us tonight. I would like to introduce them, and if you would please hold your applause until each has been introduced. First is Paul Siebermorgan, Chair of the Board and from Fulton County. Sandra Barber, Vice Chair, Fulton County. Jeffrey Erb, Second Vice Chair, Williams County. John Breidenbaugh, Defiance County. Robert Hall, Henry County. Laura Howell, Defiance County. And Scott Mull, Van Wert County.
Who makes up the fall class of 2017? The class of 2017 has 109 graduates. 68 are females, 45 are males. 86% of the graduates live in the six-county area of Defiance, Fulton, Henry, Paulding, Van Wert, and Williams counties. The average age of the class is 28 years. Today, a total of 113 awards, 84 associate degrees, and 29 certificates will be awarded to 109 graduates. 5 graduates are in the arts and sciences, 19 in business technologies, 15 in business and industry, 24 in engineering and industrial technologies, 17 are in the allied health and public services, and 33 graduates in nursing. Will Catherine Wolf please come forward? Representing the fall class of 2017 today as the class speaker is Catherine Wolf. She will receive an Associate of Applied Science in Nursing and will graduate summa cum laude. Catherine was nominated by the faculty and selected by the Commencement Committee to deliver the class address.
Good evening. It is such an honor to be able to address you tonight, and I am so excited and relieved that we are finally here. There were times it felt like this day would never come. Some days that light at the end of the tunnel seemed to step back with every step we took, and sometimes it flew. Hard work and perseverance finally got us here. We did it. This represents a midlife career change for me and for others here, and one that I never expected. If someone had told me 25 years ago that I would be right here, right now, I would have lost money, big money. But that's life. You never quite know where it's going to take you. The circumstances, changes, and events that led me here were generally not in my control. Not all good or bad, but usually out of my control. That's life. And most of it, if you haven't figured it out yet, is out of your control. The reality is, there is only one thing in life that truly is in your control, and that's how you respond to it, how you choose to react. So, when wonderful things are happening, embrace it, enjoy it, count your blessings and hug them to you, celebrate, ride the wave as long as you can. There will be more. And during those hopefully brief but inevitable times when things are tough, sad, not your fault, and certainly not fair, when life is just hard and maybe you're making it one day or one step at a time, duck and cover till you get your bearings, and then it's time to embrace the cliche. Remember that trite old saying about when life hands you lemons, make lemonade? Well, do it. Make lemonade, lemon bars, lemon cake, whatever you like. And if you don't like lemon anything, use it as a gift to make someone else's day. The only thing in life that you can control is how you react to it. And truthfully, you are only as happy as you make up your mind you're going to be. It's less about possessions, stuff, or circumstances, and fully about attitude. So, count your blessings and be happy. Northwest State Community College has, I'm not going to say given, we worked long and hard for it. But Northwest State has enabled us to earn a benchmark for what we want to achieve. For some of us, it's a great start. Some of us are enhancing skills we already possessed and furthering the path that we were already on. Some of us just struck out in a whole new direction. Whatever is true for you, make the most of it. Choose to make the most of it and be happy. Congratulations, Fall 2016 graduates.
Thank you, Catherine. You have reminded us that the path to happiness lies within ourselves and that we have a choice on how to respond. Thank you. Our speaker for our 47th annual commencement is Mr. James Hoops. Jim Hoops, at age 26, was appointed Henry County Auditor in 1985 and was considered the youngest county auditor in the state of Ohio. He served as the county auditor until 1998, when he was elected to serve as state representative in the 81st House District, serving the counties of Henry, Putnam, Paulding, Van Wert, and part of Defiance. During his time as state representative, he served on committees that included education, finance, public utilities, local government, ways and means. While on the Finance Committee, he was asked by the Ohio House Speaker to serve as Finance Chair for the Health and Human Services Subcommittee. In 2007, after his time as state representative, he went to work for the American Municipal Power in Columbus, Ohio, in the Finance Department. During his 8 years at AMP, he was part of the finance team that structured over $6 billion in financing to build a clean coal power plant in Illinois, 4 hydro plants along the Ohio River, and a natural gas plant in Fremont. In January of 2015, he joined the Northwest State Community College team and currently serves as the Associate Vice President for Strategic Initiatives. He is married to Deb, a former second grade school teacher, and lives in Napoleon, Ohio. They have 1 daughter, Erica, who resides in Columbus and works as a physical therapist. It's my pleasure to welcome Jim Hoops as our commencement speaker for fall 2016.
Hope you don't mind. I took my hat off because that tassel kept hitting me, and I was thinking someone was going to attack me. Members of the board of trustees, members of the faculty, deans, alumni, family members, and most important, graduates. When you are asked to speak at an event like this, the first thought that pops in your mind is, what do I talk about? I'm not an expert. I'm still learning. So tonight, just say I'm learning among learners. But tonight I'd like to share a few life events that occurred in my life that hopefully that you'll take and maybe look at that and say, hey, I got something from it. And I'm sure many of you tonight can also share some events that happened in your life that were learning events. And so tonight that's what I'd like to do. You know, when you communicate, you want to make sure that people really understand what you're saying. What wasn't mentioned, I had an opportunity to play on a Athletes in Action basketball team. And one of the places that we got to play was in London, England. And we had a tournament night, or a tournament Saturday night, and the next day, 5 of us decided that we wanted to go to church. We won the game, in fact. And the next day we decided, well, we're going to go to church, but we ate breakfast first. And I was the shortest one out of those 5 guys. So you can imagine walking through the streets of London, people stared at us. And there was a 6'11", a 7-footer, and I was only 6'5". And you also had to remember that the cars kind of go opposite direction to what they do in the United States. Well, because we ate breakfast, we found out that we were late for all the services because we heard the bells ringing. And so we said, well, we'll just go to this first church, and it happened to be a Catholic church. Well, none of us were Catholic, but we knew in a Catholic church there's a lot of getting up and down, you know, and you have to kneel, and said, well, we'll just sit in the back and we'll follow everybody. Well, what happens when you enter a church that's about ready to get started? All the back seats are full. And so what they did is we said, well, we'll just have to sit up in front, and we'll sit right in front of this young man who's sitting there. Well, we said, well, we'll just kind of, you know, listen to what the priest says. Well, we found out it was a French-speaking service. So here we are, we're not Catholic, we're not French-speaking, so we said, well, we'll just follow this young man in front of us. And so during the service, when he got up, we got up. When he knelt, we knelt. And we kind of did pretty good. Well, halfway through the service, the priest says something in French. And he says, and he looks over in our direction, and that young man shot up, so we all stood too. Well, no one behind us moved. The only thing they did was snicker and laugh, and they gasped, and the whole works. Well, we just kind of melted down as good as we could as 6'11" and 6'5", and that young man kept looking at us. And the priest even looked at us, and the service went on. Well, after the service, that young man got up, and he just left looking at us as we were leaving because we couldn't figure out what happened. Well, the priest comes over, and we found out he could speak English. And he said, well, I just want to apologize about the congregation. I said, well, what did you say? He said, well, during that part of the service, I asked the father of the new baby that was born this past week, please stand. So when you communicate, and you'll find that in your job, you want to make sure you communicate correctly and precisely. There was a co-ed that had two problems, low grades and needed money. And she wrote this letter to her parents because she knew her parents weren't going to be happy. So this is what she wrote. Dear Mom and Dad, just thought I'd drop you a note to clue you in on my plans. I've fallen in love with a guy named Jim. Now that wasn't me, but there's a Jim out there. He quit high school after grade 11 to get married. About a year ago, he got a divorce. We've been going steady for 2 months and plan to get married in the fall. Until then, I've decided to move into his apartment. I think I might be pregnant. Now, as a parent, you get this letter. At any rate, I dropped out of school last week, although I'd like to finish college sometime in the future. On the next page, she continued, Mom and Dad, I just want you to know that everything I've written so far in this letter is false. None of it is true. But Mom and Dad, it is true that I got a C in French and flunked math. It is true that I'm going to need some more money for my tuition payments. Pretty sharp co-ed. She took bad news and made it good news because of how you looked at that situation. And I hate to read that sometimes because I'm afraid somebody may take me up on that and write that letter to the parents. It all depends on attitude, and Kathy mentioned that, on how we're going to react to a crisis, to a change that comes our way. And what I found in my life, that a lot of times, attitude is what's important on how you react to certain problems. And 10% of it is the problem itself, and 90% of it is how you're going to react to it. Because people are going to say things out there in the workplace, and you might have already experienced that. And there's going to be changes that occur that you just aren't aware of. But how do you deal with attitude? And I think there's two things that you look at. One is life is uncertain and changing. All of you who received an associate's degree or a one-year certificate tonight, you've been given the tools to be prepared when changes do occur. And changes are going to occur. The faculty behind me not only gave you information on how to deal with situations, but I think I know they gave you the tools to react to things that you're not even aware of. Because I know one thing is going to happen. Well, they never taught us that in school. Well, but they prepared you, I feel, to prepare for those things that you're not prepared for, because you just don't know what's going to happen in life. The other thing is life is going to be a challenge. There are going to be days where you're going to want to stay in bed. This reminds me of a young man who didn't want to get out of bed. And his mom kept yelling, son, you have to get out of bed and go to school. And the young man said, I don't want to, I'm too tired. And the mom said, tough. You know how moms are. When the dad gets involved, then look out. But the mom said, tough. And the young man said, well, the kids don't like me. And the mom said, I don't care, you're still going to go to school. Well, the teachers don't like me. And the mom said, tough, you're still going to go to school. You're the principal, and you have to be there. There's a lot of things that happen, and I always share this story. I call it the snowball and the pastor. When I was back probably in junior high, we had catechism. Remember, I'm not Catholic, so I went to a Lutheran church. We had catechism. And during the break, my friend and I decided to go outside and throw snowballs because there was snow on the ground. Well, out comes the pastor. And you really didn't want to mess with him. He was great to be with, but you didn't want to do some things because if he got mad, he got mad. And I told my friend, I nudged him, I said, hey, watch this. I'm just going to kind of throw the snowball and get close. Well, as I released the snowball, you ever do things that you know when you did it that you shouldn't have done it? Well, this snowball was really, it got close. It got so close that I hit him right in the back here, where the snow actually went down his back in his shirt. And, this is a man of God, and he had the direct line to God. And I kind of pointed to my friend, but he said, no, it's not me. Well, the pastor turned around and said, you stay after class. And I was scared because I didn't know what he was going to do. Like I said, he had that direct line. And all during the rest of the catechism, he just kind of looked at me, and I was kind of looking down. But at the end, because I was waiting for the penalty, what is it going to be? He said, Jim, all I want you to do is say you're sorry. And that's what I did, and what he taught me was how to forgive. And when you go through life, and when you go to your workplace, there are going to be times when people do something to you that you're going to have to learn how to forgive, because if not, you'll become bitter. And in fact, one of the things, I went through this training this past week, that if you don't talk it out, you're going to act it out. And you don't want to become bitter in life, because things are going to happen. Changes are going to occur in your workplace, and you're just not going to understand, but yet you can't let that get you down. The other thing I wanted to share with you a little bit, and this is very personal, but it really taught me a lot, and I still have questions about it. My brother Mike and I had a chance to go down to Louisiana, so that's why you'll hear me say y'all sometimes, because we went to school down there, and we had an opportunity to play on a basketball team there. And during our time there, we had a great time. I mean, we really got closer, and as two brothers could. And I still remember this day, we had a practice to get ready for a game the next day. And I'm looking, I was on the sideline, and I look over because there was a bunch of commotion on the other end of the floor. And I look and I see, well, my brother Mike is lying there. And he wasn't moving. Well, here he died, collapsed on the floor of an unknown heart problem, 18 years old. You know, and I only bring that up tonight because, you know, life is so uncertain, and things do happen in life. And I still question that, but yet I also realize how important family is. And hopefully tonight, as graduates, as parents, as significant others, as your children, that you take time to hug each other and to say how much you appreciate each other, because life can end just like that. And again, like I said, things do change in life and how you react to it, but I just really commend, because at the end of the day, no matter how successful you are and how rich you can get or how many degrees you can get, at the end of the day, family is the most important thing. And really take that, you know, because make sure when you go home or even after this, hug each other, because, you know, that's very important. Remember, life is not fair. And that's where the attitude comes in, or how are you going to ask, like Kathy mentioned, how are you going to react to those things? Change is going to happen. Jobs of tomorrow will be increasingly technology heavy. Many of today's jobs were not even imagined 20 years ago. 40% of the jobs today could be phased out in coming years due to technology advances. And finally, 75% of the companies expected to be listed on the S&P 500 in 2027 have yet to be established. Change is going to happen. The other thing is, don't forget to laugh, to cry, to sing, or even hum. I used to get in trouble sometimes because I like to hum. And in fact, my former boss, when I was at AMP, we were in a St. Louis airport, and he said, "Will you quit humming?" So the other thing is, be kind to others, because everyone is fighting some type of battle. Finally, graduates, tonight is your night. This is not the end, but the beginning. You will become part of a large family of Northwest State Community College as an alumni. Don't be a stranger. As you go out into the community, please come back and visit and let us know how you're doing. Also, let us know what we can do better to help the surrounding communities, because we need your input, our ears and eyes in the community. So again, congratulations, good luck, God bless you, and look forward to great things for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim, for your inspiring remarks. Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Business, Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Technical Studies, and one-year certificates please rise? Yes, that's all of you. Dr. Kruger, upon recommendation of the faculty and in concurrence with the academic deans, I am pleased to present to you the students who have fulfilled the requirements of their degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Northwest State Community College Board of Trustees and the President, I confer to you the Associate of Arts, Science, Applied Business, Applied Science, and Technical Studies degrees and one-year certificates, whichever applies, together with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. And in witness thereof, I award you your degree from Northwest State Community College.
At this time, graduates, please move your tassels to the left. And the first group of graduates, please proceed to the stage. Remaining graduates, you may be seated. Terry King will be serving as our orator this evening.
We'll be starting with the Division of Math, Science, and Engineering. Logan Matthew Brooker. Zachary A. Wimkin. Nathan David Jakeway, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Rebecca E. Both, cum laude. Andrea S. Imthern. And now the nursing graduates. Michelle M. Yoder. Courtney Elaine Rocky. Ashton Marie Henderson. Tiffany Marie Sally. Lauren Marie Spees. Angela Arlene Larry. Whitney K. Hubble. Julia Ann Bennett. Marlene E. Bradley. Mindy Marie Frishy, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Alpha Delta Nu. Nathan R. Hoffer.
Congratulations, Nathan.
Thank you.
Tierney D. Keller.
Congratulations, Tierney.
Abigail Marie Pulsey. Crystal Ann Purdy, Phi Theta Kappa, Alpha Delta Nu. Ashton Elizabeth Stalter, cum laude, Alpha Delta Nu. Adam Quinn Steiter, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Catherine K. Wolf, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Alpha Delta Nu. Ricky Michelle Wright. Now the Department of Arts and Sciences. Ariel Kraus, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Rebecca M. Kales, magna cum laude. The Department of Allied Health and Public Service. Susan Glee Benson, cum laude. Amanda S. McDormand. Ashley Nicole Malone, cum laude. Chelsea Joe Fleetwood. Kimberly L. Rosales. Amy Lou Dickinson, cum laude. Vanessa Marie Garcia, cum laude. Alexis Janelle Parrish. Rebecca Rose Meyer, magna cum laude. Now the graduates from the business department. Karen Renee Gonzalez. Megan Jean Grimm, Kappa Beta Delta. Amber Sue Pinson. Bradley Allen Brees. James Daniel Pelland, cum laude. Francisca Franklin, magna cum laude, Kappa Beta Delta, Phi Theta Kappa. Erica Jean Nust. Heather Ann Bates. Nathaniel J. Steffi. Sean P. Dolland. Thomas Joseph Leiden. Now the graduates from the Industrial Technology. Daniel William Jenkins.
Way to go, Danny.
Jason M. Otto. Shane Tyler Carter. Zebulon Darrell Lillard. Now the graduates from Business and Industry, CTS. Adam Christopher Truffs. Ray F. Armstrong.
Let's congratulate our graduates one more time. Several of our graduates each year are recognized for their outstanding academic achievements. The Award of Merit recipients are selected by the division faculty and deans. They were honored earlier at a luncheon this month. Following this list, graduates, please stand as I call your names and be recognized. We ask that you hold your applause until all have been recognized. From the Division of Allied Health and Public Services, Mariah Slaybeck, Kim Rosales, Rebecca Meyer, Ashley Malone, and Susan Benson. From the Division of Arts and Sciences, Ariel Kraus. From the Division of Business, Bree Rowland, Francisca Franklin, Erica Newest. From the Division of Math, Science, and Engineering, Logan Brooker, Rebecca Both. From Industrial Technologies, Shane Hancock and Zeb Lillard. And from the Division of Nursing, Haley Robbins and Kathy Wolf. Congratulations. You may be seated.
The Northwest State Community College Commencement Committee, based upon their recommendation of the college faculty, is pleased to present the President's Outstanding Student Award for the fall graduating class of 2017. The student graduating today with an Associate of Applied Science degree in medical assisting and graduated magna cum laude. Will Rebecca Meyer please come forward? While attending classes at Northwest State, Rebecca has been a student scholar, assisting with several activities on campus, including Discover NSCC Days, college fairs, and conducting student tours. She has consistently been named to the Dean's List throughout her college career and has participated on the Medical Assisting Advisory Committee as a student representative. You can come over here. You don't have to stand over there. Okay. Rebecca is actively involved at her church as a Eucharistic minister and volunteers at the Defiance and Napoleon Humane Societies. After graduation, Rebecca would like to begin her career as a medical assistant at the Mercy Health Systems. Rebecca resides in Defiance, Ohio. It is great pleasure that I present the President's Outstanding Student Award to Rebecca Meyer.
At the conclusion of the ceremony, each of you is invited to a reception hosted in the college atrium. This will take place immediately following the ceremony where refreshments will be served. Thank you for attending.
As chairman of the Board of Trustees of Northwest State Community College, we would like to be the first to congratulate and wish best wishes to all of our graduates tonight. To the families that are here tonight, thank you for the support. We know it's not always been easy, but thank you for supporting your graduates. I now declare this 47th annual fall commencement at an end.